Okay, here's the Hammock Nature Trail. And we've got the boardwalk here. Here it is. If it had been a dog, it would have bit me. In the sun here, it's hot. They have signs here. It tells you what things are. Coral bean. Fiddlewood. Now the temperature has declined about 5 degrees just in that very short period of time. Wild coffee. Psychotria nervosa. Makes you nervous. Makes your psyche nervous. How about that? I wonder if wild coffee is any good. Alright. This is a nice hammock here. And you have your choice of where you're going to go. You get down there. That's the North Parking. That's where I'm parked. Okay, Lori Wilson Park. 32.4 acres, 1,000 feet of ocean front. Okay, temperate maritime hammock. Well-drained mixed sand and shell fragments on dune-like ridges formed by marine deposits, vegetation, even surfaced wind-pruned canopy trees, understory of tropical shrubs, small trees. Animals. What can we find in here? Raccoon, squirrel, skink, armadillo, golden orb, spider, cardinal, migrating songbirds. And that's it. And I can hear thunder in the distance. So we won't spend too much time in here. Look at the trees. They just kind of fall over, but that doesn't stop them from going on. There's a 90-degree bend here, and then another 90-degree bend. A couple 90-degree bends, wow. But that's the nature of trees. Hey, probably the action of the wind. Well, it's the wind pruning, so it makes sense. Get some storms when I noticed that at my place even. A couple near hurricanes went through and it bent the trees. Papaya, that's a papaya tree. I'm not sure exactly what the sign is referring to. We have palmetto here, which is typical of these sandy soils. It's markedly cooler here. As you see, not an awful lot of sunlight gets in here. It's too bad that more people don't see the real Florida. Now look at the at the trunk on this one. Oh yuck. Whoa. Must have been quite a windstorm. Wow. And this one that looks like they had to prune a couple branches off. Just look at the way these things are growing here. Wow. Yeah, this is the real Florida. We thoughtfully provided a place to sit down. And I don't see any animals scampering around. Of course, it's the heat of the noonday sun. Beautyberry. Yeah, some nice blossoms here. Oh, look at this tree. Look how it goes. One element goes way over there. One element goes over and down and over. Unbelievable. And then one element goes straight up. One element goes over that way. Oh, wow. This is something else. Look, it goes up. This makes a U-turn. Goes up that way and comes down. And then over. Notice how low the trees are to the ground here. Whether they fell over or just a victim of the wind. Look at that. Starts over there, looks like. And comes off. It's tracing the ground. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but you wouldn't know it being in this hammock here. Those trees are big. Whoa. But then stuff dies off and just kind of sits there. Eventually it'll find its way to the floor here, where it'll fertilize new stuff. Another tree that makes a 90 degree, goes up and twists around like a pretzel. Struggling for sunlight. Vines all over the place. There's that arrow that way in, but I assume this is the way out. Hear the thunder in the background. Under the canopy of trees is not the best place to be in a thunderstorm. So we will move right along here. I don't want this video to have a spectacular ending. Who would upload the video when it's all said and done? The size of these limbs. Oh, there's a bird there. I'm sure this is filled with birds. What kind, I don't know. I mean, he's pretty well hidden, so I couldn't tell. This is an amazing place. I'm glad I found it. There for a minute I didn't think I was convincing myself it was closed. Ah, mangrove. Mangrove mallow. Pavonia spicata. I wish a couple animals would make their appearance. But they may be going for shade right now. Oh, here's a nice one. Nice tree. Gumbo Limbo. Bursera Samaruba. Oh, that one was cut. You could check out the annual rings there. Figure out how old that tree is. I bet that's an old one. Look at this thing. Pretty much it's blocking the way. I think it's amazing what the wind does to everything. Be it wave motion in the sea, to sand dunes, which are very much like waves in the ocean, after all. Similar effect. And vegetation like this, it just bends it right over. Wind and water. Never underestimate the power of. We had a hurricane once when I was growing up, and I think it was Hazel, I'm not sure. I'd say it was 1955, and it was intense. And there's a creek across the street, which is normally about 4 inches deep. I could hear it on the other side of the street, a roar, and it was many feet deep, believe me. Okay. We could go that way and we would come out at the parking lot, I do believe. I think this is probably the way in, yeah. Live oak. Ah, Strangler Fig. Ah, that's an interesting plant. The Strangler Fig grows up around a tree, as you can see what it's doing to that one right there. Eventually, it will cut off nourishment to the tree. The tree will die, and the Strangler Fig lives. Ficus aurea. Quercus virginiana. And we have a different kind of oak down here too that has the very shallow roots. This takes us to the very front. We don't want to go there. We'll go around this way. Yeah, Strangler Fig. Appropriately named. Strangles a tree. I don't hear the thunder anymore, so I think we're fairly safe. I'm retracing steps here a bit to get to the place where I entered, which I think is up here. Just an amazing place. And you can hear the highway, which is only feet away. That's the parking lot we entered from. There are two parking lots, one on either side of this preserve. And I'd say both are filled. Popular place. Well, this should be the entrance we took coming in. I hope if anybody can spy an animal, they'll let me know if they saw one. Ah, civilization. That's where we came in. I'm reminded of the famous phrase, Dr. Livingston, I presume? And over there is where we came in. Civilization. That's A1A. Okay. Looks like they had a big hospitality tent or whatever they took down. Hercules Club. That's a strange tree. Alrighty. So much for the Hammock Park.